Every time you scroll through Booking and see that flashing red text screaming only one room left, I need you to pause, take a deep breath, and realize one crucial thing. That hotel room is not about to vanish into thin air. You are the one whose hard-earned money is about to evaporate. What you are looking at is artificial scarcity. It is a psychological trap meticulously engineered by multi-billion-dollar tech corporations to hack the panic button inside your brain. Today, we are going to look way past those fake warning labels. We are going to reverse engineer the hidden lines of code and decode the dark psychology that forces you to pull out your credit card and check out in less than 60 seconds. More importantly, we're going to learn exactly how you can beat these massive platforms at their own game. Picture this. You're planning your dream summer vacation to Bali or Miami. You spend hours browsing and finally find the absolute perfect room. Suddenly, a bright red banner pops up right before your eyes. Only one room left on our site. Immediately followed by another alert, 30 other people are looking at this exact room right now. Your heart starts racing, your palms get sweaty, your fingers tremble over the screen, and you aggressively smash that Book Now button before your brain even has a single second to logically process the decision. Congratulations, you just fell victim to the faux scarcity trap. Think about how absurd this is in any other context. Imagine walking into a clothing store and the manager deliberately hangs only one single t-shirt on the rack to make you believe it is completely sold out, while hiding a massive inventory of 100 identical shirts in the back room. That's exactly what is happening on your screen. This is not a system glitch. This is not a helpful real-time update. This is a highly optimized user interface feature designed to bypass your logical thinking and force you into making an emotional decision driven purely by raw panic. Let's break down what that "only one room left" warning actually means in the tech world. Most of the time, it simply means there's only one room left at that specific price point on that specific application right at that exact microsecond. It does not mean the actual hotel is sold out. The hotel might have dozens of completely empty rooms sitting available on rival platforms, or better yet, sitting vacant on the hotel's very own official website. And what about that terrifying alert claiming 30 other people are looking at this exact room right now? Who are these people? Where are they? Are they booking for next week, next month, or next year? The reality is that the vast majority of these numbers are pre-programmed algorithms. They are arbitrary data points generated by the system to manufacture intense time pressure and make you feel like you're in an active competition. Then comes the ultimate closer. Deal ends in 10 minutes, accompanied by a ticking countdown timer. But notice what happens if you simply refresh your browser window. The clock magically resets back to 10 minutes. It's a completely fabricated countdown. The human brain is deeply vulnerable to this because we're still running on prehistoric firmware. Back in our cave-dwelling days, our survival depended on a simple rule of thumb. The scarcer a resource was, the more valuable it became. If mammoths were rare, you had to hunt immediately. If water was scarce, you had to secure it now. Big tech has successfully weaponized this ancient evolutionary vulnerability. When we see something nearing exhaustion, our brain automatically takes a shortcut and assumes it must be incredibly high quality or an absolute steal. Otherwise, why would everyone else be fighting over it? Scarcity accidentally becomes a false certificate of supreme quality, completely bypassing our need for actual verification. When a digital platform forces a human being into a state of artificial urgency, the brain immediately downshifts. It switches from slow, analytical, logical thinking, the kind of thinking that compares prices, reads negative reviews, and calculates budgets, and plunges straight into fast, instinctive, survival-driven thinking. You hit book now not because you've rationally concluded it's the best financial move, but because your brain desperately wants to relieve the sudden spikes of anxiety and FOMO that the application just intentionally injected into your nervous system. The architects of these conversion rate optimization systems build these traps using 4 very specific, rigid rules of psychological engineering. The first rule is that scarcity must always be paired with urgency. Quantity scarcity, like only 2 slots left, must go hand in hand with time-bound urgency, like offer expires in 15 minutes. If a platform gives you quantity scarcity without time pressure, you'll procrastinate. If they give you time pressure but unlimited quantity, you'll simply wait until the very last minute. They must apply both forces simultaneously to crush your hesitation. The second rule is establishing the why of scarcity. Human beings possess a natural defense mechanism against blatant manipulation. If scarcity feels completely arbitrary, your internal alarm goes off and you think to yourself, this is a total scam. But if the platform gives you a highly plausible narrative justification, your psychological defense drops. If they tell you only 1 room left because it's peak holiday season in Bali, or this property was just featured on trending travel blogs, your brain completely accepts the narrative and trust is instantly established. The third rule is the display of direct interference and social competition. The system cannot just tell you that a resource is running low, it has to actively show you your competitors. By displaying a notification that 3 other people are looking at this exact room at this exact moment, the platform introduces an active adversary. The presence of a direct rival transforms a simple transaction into a high-stakes competition, driving your desire for ownership to an absolute fever pitch. The fourth rule is managing the tipping point. The trap only functions effectively when the prize feels right within your grasp but is actively slipping away. If a room is already completely sold out, you will simply close the tab and walk away frustrated. If the room is wide open with hundreds of vacancies, you will casually browse forever. The system must maintain the illusion of a fragile border, keeping the product permanently balanced on the edge of disappearing so you feel compelled to act instantly. However, the digital ecosystem is evolving, and many amateur creators and businesses make fatal mistakes when trying to implement these tactics. The first massive mistake is believing that simply screaming "inventory is running out" will automatically force people to buy. The cold truth is that if your brand lacks fundamental authority or if your product lacks core intrinsic value, screaming about fake scarcity will only accelerate human suspicion. Modern consumers are incredibly tech literate. They are fully aware of generic countdown scripts and cheap marketing gimmicks. The second mistake is overusing scarcity everywhere, all the time. If a user opens your travel app every single day of the year and sees only 1 room left on every single hotel in every single city, a psychological phenomenon known as habituation or banner blindness sets in. The consumer's brain adapts and realizes that this text is just a permanent static attribute of your software design, rather than a reflection of reality. Constant scarcity effectively murders the illusion of scarcity. The third mistake is dismissing faux scarcity entirely as nothing more than an unethical, cheap lie. From a strict conversion rate optimization perspective, when used responsibly, these design elements actually assist consumers by helping them make decisions faster, drastically reducing the psychological fatigue caused by choice overload. It only crosses the line into unethical manipulation when the underlying product is absolute garbage, or when the information is completely fabricated to inflict genuine financial damage on an uneducated user. To survive in this hyper-optimized digital world, you must transform your relationship with technology by adopting 3 distinct daily behaviors. The first behavior is to actively reverse engineer your own impulses. Every single time you are browsing an e-commerce marketplace, a hotel booking platform, or a course landing page, pay incredibly close attention to your body. The exact millisecond you feel that sudden, uncomfortable surge of panic telling you to whip out your credit card and buy, stop. Take a screenshot of the page immediately. Study that screenshot like a scientist. Ask yourself, what specific user interface element did they just use to trigger this emergency inside me? Was it the bright red color palette? Was it the flashing animation of the countdown clock? Was it the specific phrasing of the social proof? By dissecting the mechanism, you completely strip away its emotional power over you. The second behavior is to understand how to apply the boundary rule whenever you communicate or build offers yourself. If you are writing a script, launching a project, or making a proposal, never leave it wide open. Instead of creating a generic call to action like, "Click here to download this document," transform it by setting a definitive boundary. Reframe it to say, "We are only sharing this file with the first 50 people who respond today to preserve our cloud storage bandwidth." Creating a logical constraint instantly elevates the perceived value of whatever you are offering. The third behavior is to constantly run A/B testing on human beta if you are building digital systems or creating content. You need to measure how crowds actually react to numbers. Test which statement triggers a higher conversion rate, "only one room left," or 95% of rooms in this specific neighborhood are already fully booked for your dates. Tracking these precise behavioral metrics will give you a profound data-driven understanding of how your specific target audience makes choices under pressure. The next time you find yourself staring down a bright red warning label on a travel website, remember the real rules of the game. Shut down the tab, take a deep, slow breath, refuse to let a pre-programmed line of code use fear to spend your money. Open up a completely fresh incognito browser window so the platforms cannot track your search history and artificially inflate the prices based on your desperate behavior. Better yet, find the actual name of the property, pick up your phone and call the front desk directly, or navigate straight to their official website. More often than not, you'll secure a significantly better rate, a flexible cancellation policy, or even a free room upgrade, simply because the hotel owners are thrilled they don't have to hand over a massive 20% commission to a third-party tech giant. Take control of your attention, understand the dark psychology of the interface, and stop letting digital illusions dictate your financial reality.